Hello everyone and welcome to another Replica Airguns CO2 BB pistol review. Today we're looking at the ASG or Action Sport Games Bersa Thunder 9 Pro. Now there won't be any shooting in this video. I will be following up this review or this tabletop review with a field test shooting review shortly, so stay posted for that. Alright, so let's get right into some of the specifications. This is a non-blowback pistol that uses mostly plastic construction. There's some metal inside, of course. It features Bersa licensing throughout, uses 12 gram CO2 cartridges, shoots 4.5mm steel BBs, has a 19 round dropout stick styled metal magazine. This gun weighs 1.2 pounds or 530 grams. It shoots in double action only and has a claim feet per second of 400 FPS. It does come in a nice cardboard box, typical of ASG guns. Information on it. Just show you quickly, it also has the manual, of course. Nice diagrams, pictures. Not too much information, just all the basics. I'll be showing you this gun later too here. Now it is a nice accurate replica of the real Bersa Thunder 9 Pro in 9mm. Not so much with moving parts and materials, but if you were to look at these guns side by side, they're literally the same in terms of looks. Now this gun is made in Taiwan and distributed by Action Sport Games. Alright, I want to show you another Bersa gun by ASG here, and this is the Bersa BP9cc. More metal slide in this gun, polymer frame. But you'll see that this gun's also blowback, which is nice. I really like the Bersa BP9C. It's a more expensive gun. It's a little bit higher quality gun because of the materials used and whatnot. More realistic because there's more moving parts, and the blowback, it's always fun. So make sure to check out this review if you want to check out a really cool blowback option in a Bersa. Again, made by Action Sport Games. Alright, getting back to the Thunder 9 Pro. Let's do a little bit of a walk around, starting with the left side here. Okay, you'll see we have our Thunder 9 Pro licensing. Everything you're looking at is pretty much molded in and plastic. Now, it's kind of nice in terms of it's solid, right? You're going to get a solid gun. You're not going to get a lot of slide wiggle or anything like that. You do have a metal trigger, double action only. You do have, I believe, a plastic magazine release. And this magazine is really the same magazine that you find in a lot of like Umarex and even some Crossman guns. But what they've done is they've attached this butt plate onto it. But it really is the same magazine. So I guess if the magazine were to break, you could unscrew this butt plate and put another magazine in here. If your butt plate were to break, you'd have to get that from Action Sport Games. But it uses kind of a standardized magazine with the butt plate basically that's modified to it. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's try something fun here. Just to kind of prove my point. Same magazine, right? Let's see how they fit. I don't know if I'll be able to actually get it in all the way. There you go. So you could use these magazines if you want to. They just don't have the same butt plate. And that's just a standard Umarex stick magazine. Fits in a lot of Umarex guns. So good to know. But you do get a nice covered up CO2 tab here because the butt plate covers it up. So that's kind of cool. Alright. Again, you have Bersa licensing, so you've got Bersa on your grips there. The grips do slide back, allowing you access to your CO2. And you'll notice inside here, a lot of metal, which gives this gun some decent weight. And that's what gives it its, over 1 pound weight. 1.2 pounds isn't bad for what's really mostly plastic gun. Okay. Again, plastic pretty much everywhere. Let's take a look at the right side. More Bersa licensing. Even says made in Argentina. Or what is that? Yeah. There it is. Got your serial number. You've got your 9x19 markings on the ejection port. Your pseudo extractor. And everything kind of looks the same. All the parts and shapes are where they're supposed to be. Now you will see with this gun, I've been talking about that with some of these plastic guns, you do have your CO2 screw holes A little obvious on this one. They're not super tiny. There's one there, there, and there, but not on your slide, which is nice. Okay, you've also got some markings on the front. Bersa on the grips. F for the German market. Even this hammer is molded in, so that doesn't move back, so don't expect that to work. You know, less moving parts, I guess, means less things to go wrong, if you want to look at it that way. You do have your white dot sights front and back. Okay, non-adjustable. Let's take a look at the rail. Okay, so you can add accessories, lasers, things like that, lights. I do like the fact that the barrel is recessed, so it goes in a fair bit. There's your internal barrel, which pops out. And again, if I haven't explained it or you haven't watched my other videos, what happens here is the barrel moves forward. It's kind of like the hammer, both. As it moves forward, a BB is allowed to go or to move from the magazine into the barrel chamber. As the barrel comes back, it creates a seal. It hits the valve on the CO2 valve, and releasing the pressure of the CO2. So it's very efficient and it works, and it's a tried and true design that works well in BB guns. It's not the ultimate realistic way to create a replica that works like a real gun in terms of that, because you have to use a double action trigger, whereas a lot of these guns would have single action triggers, but it does work very well. And at the end of the day, it is a BB gun. It's not shooting real 9mm rounds, so you have to use whatever technology works best for that type of gun. Alright, so let's get into some of the pros and the cons. This gun is fully Bersa licensed, lots of trades, lots of everything on there, and even specific to the location of manufacture. It has a nice rail for accessories like lasers and tactical lights. It has very easy to see white dot sights both front and back. And they've added a fair bit of metal internally, especially in the grip area around that CO2, which gives this gun a fairly good density or weight, even though most of the exterior is plastic. I like that they're using sort of a standardized metal magazine, so you can use some of the other Umarex stick magazines with this gun if you have them lying around. Now, the fact that the butt plate on the magazine covers the CO2 is nice, so that gives it that more realistic coverage over the CO2 tab. And again, the recessed barrel adds to the realism. Some cons with the Thunder 9 Pro. Again, it's mostly plastic. Most of the parts that would actually be working on the real gun are molded into the plastic, including the hammer. This gun has non-adjustable sights, so hopefully it's shooting pretty straight for you. If not, you'll just have to adjust your sight position slightly. So if it's shooting too high, you bring it down a little bit. If it's shooting too far right, just bring it a little to the left. Not a big deal. The screw holes on the side of the frame take a little bit away from the realism, because this gun has some good trademarks and the actual design is very, very accurate, with the exception of those screw holes. Now, as with most of these lower cost plastic BB pistols, they use that sort of long, little bit heavy trigger. They don't shoot in single action only, they shoot in double action, so in terms of trigger weight, you're going to have to use a little bit more force. Alright, so thanks for watching this review of the ASG Bersa Thunder 9 Pro. We do have this for sale in our Canada Replica Airgun store over at replicaAirguns.ca. That's where our store is located. You can also come down to the Replica Airguns actual website at replicaAirguns.com, where I have a bunch of reviews there for it, including this one with more detailed pictures of the gun, if you want to take a look at those. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Username is Replica Airguns. We also have other products, airsoft guns, blank guns, accessories in our Canada and US stores, so check those out too when you come by. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, take care.